where they stay calm, throw it up, dubs on the Cadillac, white tees, Nikes, gangsters don't know how to act. Adamsville, Bankhead, College Park, Power Home, hummus floating on chrome, choking on that homegrown. They got that southern cooking, they got them fellas looking, thinking I was easy, I can see it, that's when I say no. What for? Shorty can't handle this era, got that fire like round here we riding slow. We keep it good and you should know. Getting caught up in the club, we get low. All my ladies to the floor. Handle it, ladies, bag it up. Getting caught up in the club, we get low. Ready, take a new whip, paint strip into a bowling ball. Still smoke, honey's full, wood grain on the wall. Light skin, big chicks, fellas call them red bone.
Hey! You're too delayed! You're gonna lose! This is not your game! We're gonna win! We're going down! Val, come on! Not again.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Hey there, friends and students. Mrs. Dando here, the school counselor at Ridgeview Elementary School. And I am so glad that you are joining us today because this is the month of March. And March is all about March Madness.
I love March Madness. It's like the prom of basketball.
It's a basketball thing for those of you who aren't super into sports. And while the rest of America is focused on March Madness, here at Ridgeview, and for anybody else watching, we're focusing on March Gladness. March Gladness is all about you and me and everybody you know becoming powerful problem solvers.
The power is yours.
We understand that here at school, you, your friends, your classmates, the people you do life with, you don't always get along. That's pretty normal. But when we have problems with other people, we have to know how to solve those problems. Another word you might hear me use when I say problem is conflict. It's just when you and another person don't see things the same way and aren't able to get along for some reason. March Gladness is all about helping teach you guys 8 different ways that you could possibly solve problems that you have with other people. And just like in March Madness, there's this cool bracket where you can pick the best team. In March Gladness, you've got a bracket too. On that bracket, there are 8 different ways that you could possibly solve or fix your problem with other people.
Hallelujah.
Now, when it comes to fixing problems with people or trying to resolve a conflict with another person, there are things that you can do that make the problem bigger, and there are things that you can do to make the problem smaller. So before I teach you the 8 different ways to make those problems smaller, you might need to know about the things that sometimes kids do that make a problem bigger. And just like in basketball, when someone shoves another player or throws the ball at somebody else's head, we call these fouls.
Foul.
Here are the 5 fouls that I sometimes see kids do when they're trying to fix problems with other kids here at school. The first foul, blaming. A lot of times when kids have problems with somebody else, they like to blame. Blaming sounds a little bit like this. Well, you shoved me in the hallway first. Well, you took the basketball away from me. Well, you gave me a dirty look. Blaming is all about focusing on what the other person did wrong, rather than focusing on maybe what you might have done that was hurtful. Blaming is a way that's definitely gonna make your problem bigger, and it is a foul. The second foul, name calling. Listen, I get it. When you're upset or angry with another person here at school, you might feel really irritated. and you might really want to call that person a hurtful name. But name calling never fixes a problem. Name calling will always make the problem bigger, and it also just made you responsible for hurting another person's feelings. It's a huge foul, and we don't do it. The third foul I often see kids do: yelling. When you and a friend or a classmate have a problem, a disagreement, or don't see eye to eye on something, you might want to let that other person know in a really, really, really loud voice. I don't know about you though, when I'm being yelled at, it makes me feel like I want to yell too. And when two people are just yelling at each other, nobody's really listening or hearing what the problem is. Yelling is a huge way to make your small problem way bigger. My fourth foul that I sometimes see kids use when they're trying to solve a problem with somebody: teasing. Teasing is similar to name calling. It's saying hurtful things to the other person to try to make the problem get smaller. Teasing usually happens when you're angry or upset. Sometimes we think, if I can make the other person feel angry and upset, that's gonna help me feel better. That's not how solving problems works. Such a big foul. The last and probably worst foul that I see kids use when they're trying to solve problems with other people: threats. A threat is when you tell someone that you are going to hurt them or another person. Threats never help make our problems smaller. Threats will always make a problem so big that most likely an adult will have to get involved to help solve the problem. It doesn't matter how angry, irritated, or frustrated you are with another person, it's never okay to tell them that you're going to hurt them.
That's a terrible idea.
So now you know 5 things that kids do that sometimes make a problem bigger. What are the things that we can do to make a problem smaller? I'm so glad you asked. This is where March Gladness comes into play. Check out our March Gladness problem solving bracket. If you've ever played the real March Madness, you know that you get to pick from the teams that you think are going to win, the team that you think is the best. And the same is true with March Gladness. On our bracket, we have 8 different things that you can do to solve a problem, and you're going to pick the solution or the way to fix a problem that you think is best for everyone. Our first solution to solving problems: I statements. Now, if you know me, which if you're watching this, most likely you do, you know that I love a good I statement. An I statement is a great way for you to communicate what you're thinking, how you're feeling, and what you need from the other person. An I statement could sound like this: I feel blank when you blank. I need you to blank. I know it's a lot of blanks. I feel angry when you knock the ball out of my hand. Not cool. I need you to stop. An I statement is a good way for you to focus on what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and communicates directly to that person what you need. Our second way to resolve conflicts or fix problems with other people: use an assertive voice. What does that mean? An assertive voice is a loud, strong, clear voice that you can use when you want somebody to know, I mean business. An assertive voice is not yelling, but an assertive voice is a strong voice. I want you to stop. Notice that I had good eye contact. I was looking up, shoulders back, and my voice was clear and strong. Practicing an assertive voice is really, really important. Try it at home with a brother or sister. Try it out with somebody on your sports team. Use a clear voice, good eye contact, shoulders back, and communicate firmly what you need from that person. Our next conflict resolution skill: ignore it. I know you've probably heard a grown-up tell you to ignore something before, but sometimes the problems that kids have at school are pretty small. Let's say somebody cut you in line at the water fountain. That's a problem, but it's a pretty small problem. Nobody's hurt, nobody's in danger, and fighting and arguing about it seems kind of silly. When your problem that you're having is pretty tiny, pretty small, doesn't happen all the time, one way to make that problem go away is just ignore it. It takes practice to ignore somebody the right way. You ignore something that's bothering you, it's important for you to pretend like whatever's happening, going on around you is invisible to you. Don't look at the person bothering you. Don't roll your eyes at the person bothering you. Don't sigh at the person bothering you. A lot of times that can take a small problem and totally make it disappear. The next way that kids can sometimes resolve a conflict or fix a problem, compromise.
Compromise? What is compromising?
A compromise just means you get a little bit of what you want and I get a little bit of what I want. A great example of a compromise happens all the time at recess. Let's say that you and your bestie are out on the playground and you want to shoot some hoops and play basketball, but your friend wants to play tag. A compromise could sound like this. Let's spend half the time playing basketball and the other half of the time playing tag. When we compromise, that made that problem way smaller. We could have argued, we could have yelled, we could have started name calling each other, but that would have totally made the problem way, way bigger. A compromise is when we're able to each get a little bit of what we want so that nobody's feelings are super hurt by any means. The next way that kids can handle a conflict, apologize.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, apologize. Sometimes when we have a problem with another person, we end up doing one of those fouls that I talked about.
Was that wrong?
Sometimes offering the other person an apology can immediately make the problem so much smaller. A good apology sounds like this. I am sorry for, you fill in the blank. Next time I will fill in that blank and you accept my apology. Person, I'm sorry for knocking the ball out of your hands. Next time, I'll play fair and show you respect. Can you accept my apology?
Started 1 of 6, has hit 3 of his last.
That is a fantastic way to make the problem so much smaller. The next thing that kids can do when there's a conflict that needs to get smaller, take a time out. Yeah, go take a break from that person. I'm feeling upset and I need some space right now. I don't know about you, but when I have a problem with somebody, my feelings get a little bit out of control inside. And I know that I need space from that person so I can choose a coping skill, get myself calm, and choose a good solution. Sometimes the best solution is to ask for some space from that person so that you can choose a good solution when you're ready to talk with that person. Which leads me to my next way that you can solve a problem with someone. Walk away. Not in a rude way, not in a sassy way, but in a way that's helpful for you. Sometimes you can tell that a problem is starting to grow bigger and get out of hand. And the best thing for you is to simply remove yourself from the problem and walk away from it. That might mean that later you go back to the person and try to solve the problem, or that might mean that you just let it go and not even deal with that problem. Walking away can be a really helpful solution when you feel like you're not going to make a good choice with your words or with your body or actions. And all of this leads to my very last conflict resolution skill: ask an adult for help. Sometimes the problems we have are big. Let's say somebody is threatening you, or somebody is hurting you, or you've already tried to find a solution to the problem with that person. You may need an adult to help you out, to keep you safe, to keep the other person safe, to help you talk through what the best solution will be. And it might sound like this: hey, grown up in my life, I'm feeling really stressed out. My friend and I have a problem. Can you help us? Think of some of the adults in your life who you would trust to help you out when you've got a problem that feels too big for a kid to handle on their own, or just a problem that you and your friend can't seem to handle on your own. So now you've got my 8 different strategies on our March Gladness bracket. Next time that you've got a problem with a friend, think of this bracket. Or look at the poster on your wall in your classroom. Name your problem. What is the problem? Then look at that bracket and start picking the best solutions. Hopefully together, you guys can decide on one that helps everybody feel included, valued, seen, and understood. And throughout this month, we're going to be recognizing students across the building who are demonstrating good problem-solving skills. Those kids will be recognized weekly with something called the Slam Dunk Award.
Okay.
We can't wait to see all the ways that you guys choose to use your problem-solving skills this month to become powerful problem solvers. And we hope you have a little bit of fun and enjoy this month of March Gladness. That's all the time we have for now, because I gotta go handle Mr. James. Remember, at Ridgeview, or wherever you're watching from, you belong, you matter, and you are worthy. We are worthy. See you soon.